going on, everybody? It is I, Sebastian, and if you click buttons in subsequential order, you've made it to the Fulcrum Report. And it's episode 38 on the comic experience.
Woo, yeah!
Yeah, get some.
Wow.
We're in the end game now.
For real, y'all. And for all y'all who are listening, happy Easter. Or what did you call it, Gilbs?
Happy Zombie Jesus Day.
I really dig that. Before we start the video, I would like everybody to please hit the like button, hit the little subscribe button so you are aware of our videos. Also, you can hit the bell notification, and when the videos are active, they'll pop right into your little notification tray. And what else? Yeah, comment below. We love talking with you guys. Star Wars. Generally, it's mostly Star Wars centric, but we love to get our other comic book stuff in. So today we're gonna go with the Marvel Disney Plus stuff. We didn't get a chance to talk about that last week because of a little thing called what was it? Star Wars. Star Trek.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Yeah, something little happened last week.
Space battles or something.
Do you guys remember
I'm pretty
Mr. Meaty?
Sure it was Star Trek.
Oh god, I try not to.
Star Raiders. But yeah, so that happened. So we didn't get a chance to talk about this stuff. So we're gonna talk a little Marvel Disney Plus, and then also give our final predictions for Avengers Endgame before it comes out next week. We're gonna do our Avengers Endgame review, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So let's kick it off. I'm Sebastian. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Falcon Winter Soldier. I also just currently put up a Facebook page, so if all y'all are into Facebook, we have a Facebook Fulcrum Report page that you can go like. And then also you can, I guess, come be friends with Fulcrum Jones. I beat the system, y'all. But yeah,
you sure showed Zuckerberg.
So by the time this episode goes live, it'll be public, and you guys can go over there and join and be friends.
Sounds like a bad DC character alter ego.
Fulcrum Jones.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Fulcrum Jones.
I don't know. I think it sounds like a character from Schoolhouse Rock. Like, hey there, I'm Fulcrum Jones. I'm going to teach you all about levers.
He's on a
Leverage?
seesaw.
Oh, that's my favorite beverage.
No, and part of it definitely has to be him on a seesaw.
Oh god.
Oh, he's like he's in the shape of a triangle, and
Exactly.
yeah, there you go, boom, geometry. So yeah, like I said, Fulcrum Jones and Fulcrum Report. Go type it in on Facebook and go be a part of it. And then also real quick, I would like to plug real fast the Star Wars 20th anniversary episode 1 fan event. It's free. You guys can go check it out at Old World in Huntington Beach, May 17th. Free entry. We're going to have some really cool raffles. We're going to have Kelly's Toy Shop seen on Storage Wars. And what else do we got showing up? We're going to play some Plazak. We're going to play some Curly and Spike. We're going to dance that Han Solo dance. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be amazing. So everybody please go check it out. But I'm done talking about my stuff. Let's shoot it on over to the Gilbs. What's going on, Gilbs? Gilbert?
What's up, guys? Happy Zombie Jesus Day to anyone listening.
Pretty dope, yeah.
No, but what's up, everyone? I'm so happy to be here. You can follow me on Twitter as well.
Cool. Thanks, Gilbs.
Absolutely.
Crazy Uncle Harrison. Do you have an Easter name that you would prefer us to call you today?
No, I'm good.
But welcome back, sir.
Thanks.
No.
It's good to be back.
Yes, we missed you last week. Real quick, what were your thoughts on what happened at Star Wars Celebration? Kind of boring, right?
Yeah, a lot happened, and I don't know. I love the stuff that's coming out about Galaxy's Edge. That looks awesome. The rest is a bit overwhelming. I don't know how to feel anymore, Sebastian. I just don't.
You just give up.
I kind of have. They came out with this whole Rise of Skywalker thing, and I'm just sort of, just stick a fork in me, I am done.
Okay, so Harrison has become a conceited old man within the couple of weeks that we haven't spoken. No, I do understand, but Everything looks so shiny and pretty with the new Star Wars that I was actually okay with everything, I guess. Okay.
That's totally
Welcome
fine.
back, sir. Machinima Man. What's going on, sir? We have Marshall Machinima Man over also in the UK. Welcome back.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me back for episode 38.
Yeah,
Is
episode
it?
38. Do you know there
Oh, wow.
if you can you have there's a Fulcrum Report for every single day of the month now. You could literally
That happened quite a while ago, Sebastian.
but welcome back.
Thank you.
It's awesome to have you. So let's get on to the quiz question. Fulcrum Report 38. Y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
We have the Marvel What If shows coming out. We're out of all the Marvel What If shows, you know, because it's gonna be set in the MCU. What if MCU story would you like to see? So next we'll talk about with the Marvel Disney Plus. We got Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was the first show that got announced. Gilbert, let's hear your thoughts on that, and maybe tell me where you think that's gonna go. You know.
See, I'm into it, and I mean, I think that those two characters they're kind of just like one, like in previous movies, they've been like just kind of punchlines, you know, playing second fiddle to Captain America. I kind of want to see what they can do by themselves, you know, when they don't have Captain America doing all the stuff for them, you know, because they kind of felt like what it was. Yeah, they kind of helped out, but still, though, Captain America was the main hero. So I would like to see what they can do. And I don't know, I'd like to see them play off each other. It feels like it's going to be kind of like a buddy cop movie, kind of like a Riggs and Murtaugh kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm curious, and I guess it's gonna be a series too. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to
I'm
figure
down.
out like what they're gonna be doing. To be honest, like,
An Agents of Shield kind of thing.
yeah, maybe they're just going on. That would be also really cool if it's more of like an X-Files type show where each episode is kind of its own. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
If I didn't see, you know, because I thought that's where Agents of Shield was kind of going in the beginning. You know, they just had like little random episodes about stuff, and then after a while, then it became one like continuous story. But
Yeah,
in the beginning,
exactly.
it was just like the X-Files, you know, but in the Marvel universe. So
Yeah, and
maybe that.
yeah, and if they don't come back, like, and if certain characters do or don't come back, that leaves the room open to allow them to come in and make cameo roles, you know. So like Black Widow or even Hawkeye or Nick Fury. Probably not Captain America, but I'm willing to bet other Shield agents will probably come in.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I don't know. You know,
Maybe.
this
I
seems
don't
to be
know.
a pretty big budget one, and if they're gonna get those two guys, maybe Nick Fury.
Maybe.
I would like to see a bit more of him too, because in the beginning of the MCU, he was very prominent, and then he disappeared after his death, and he showed up like a couple times here or there. But I really kind of dig him showing up in like in Far From Home, because it's giving me those like Ultimate Spider-Man vibes kind of, and I really dig him just kind of just being there the whole time. So.
Agreed.
Almost like the Claire Temple of like the Netflix, you know. I always loved seeing her show up. So like that would be cool if we have somebody kind of be there the whole time. Machinima Man, what are you expecting to see out of Falcon and Winter Soldier show, and what does this mean for Captain America?
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna actually team up, or they're gonna be separate stories that kind of come together at the end. Half the episode is, I don't know, the Winter Soldier story. Falcons is the other half. Then every episode it like keeps adding on to it, and in the end they both come together. I think that'd be quite cool.
All right. So, Harrison, is this the show you're excited for? First of all, are you gonna get the Disney Plus?
I do want to get Disney Plus when it comes out. Yeah, I think as a streaming service, it'll be worth it. I reckon, because Disney have got enough stuff that it'll be full of stuff that I want to see. And for this one, yeah, I'm mildly interested. I'm interested to see the implications that this show has on the entire universe. Yeah, I know there's something saying that it's probably going to come off the events of Avengers Endgame. So, does that suggest us some of the results we're going to get of that, or?
Yeah, lean into that real quick.
Well, I think because presumably it would either have to be after Endgame or pre-Endgame, when like all those guys were outlaws, like after Civil War, presumably, because before then, Falcon and the Winter Soldier weren't in a position to hang out together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm sorry, I'm desperately trying to go through my brain of like rack up, who got snapped and who didn't. Falcon's still around?
No.
No.
No, he's not.
Are they both gone?
Yes, they're both gone. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if he's at Endgame, then they're back in some capacity. I know. We all know that they're really everyone's coming back, but
But it is almost hard talking about this stuff because, like, well, we know everybody's gonna get unsnapped or at least partial, pieces. So, who knows? I mean, I'm trying to figure out like why I want to watch Bucky and Winter Soldier show. I really love the Winter Soldier, but Bucky I'm just not like super stoked for. He's like a war machine, but without any like armor on. So he can like easily just get shot in the head. You know what I'm saying? Am I the only one that sees this? Like,
didn't they try that in Winter Soldier? And he actually blocked it with his arm when they were shooting at him with like a machine gun.
I mean, that's cool, but like I feel like eventually something bad's gonna happen. I mean, there's no way he could even like stand toe to toe with Thanos. Another thing too that I want to ask y'all are: do you think that the Falcon and Winter Soldier show? Do you think this is going to be like a legacy Captain America show? Like I was saying before, if something does happen to Captain America in Endgame, or maybe he stays back with Peggy Carter or whatever, do you think that this is maybe a show about to see who can take the mantle of Captain America, or them possibly both filling that role?
No, I don't think so.
No, you think it's its own thing.
Yeah, if it was, they would have called it Captain America or something similar to that. I don't think they're going to do that.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, let's move on to the next Marvel Disney Plus show that we have. It's going to be, oh God, I can't believe this title, WandaVision.
WandaVision?
Yeah, I wanted to stop right now. But anyways, WandaVision is the new show coming from Marvel, Disney Plus. It's a show about Marvel and frickin' Vision and Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, and they're calling it WandaVision as of now. Unless this show is like some weird like mystery science theater, like fourth wall breaking stuff, I am not okay with that title. Let's start on that. I'm gonna start with you, Harrison. Just real quick, let's talk about that title, because generally I'm not one to nitpick titles, but no, WandaVision I'm not sitting too hot with.
Yeah, WandaVision kind of sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like someone's playing a joke on us. Like, it's like WandaVision was like a hashtag when Zayn left One Direction. Yeah, I don't know. Also, like, every time I hear it, it just makes me think of the old Wonder Woman theme tune. The WandaVision!
Okay, let's get your quick thoughts on that. What are you excited for a WandaVision show? I've heard rumors and there's been leaks possibly that it's set like 5 years in the future of whatever the current Marvel universe it could be, and things will have had happened. So like part of the fun of the show will be getting to find out how the world got messed up or how it got to this. Why maybe Oscorp Tower is blown up, and then throughout the Marvel universe you'd see that eventually or something. Is that something that you'd be excited for, or what do you even envision WandaVision show even being?
If I'm honest, what I want WandaVision to be, I want it to just be Will and Grace, but just with Wanda Maximoff and the Vision in it.
I'm so ready for like a Marvel. I want there to be every genre of like TV show, but set in the Marvel Studios universe, the MCU, and I'm totally down for that, like a sitcom.
Yeah, I kind of want it to be like every awful sitcom, like rolled into one. I want Vision to like come into rooms the way like Kramer used to, but he doesn't use doors. She just like skids in, looking mad. Because otherwise, I'm not really that interested in a like serious show about these two characters. I'll be honest, like
I don't think I am
don't
either,
particularly...
and especially with the title like WandaVision.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't ship it. It's not like it's far from one of my high points of the movies is watching Wanda and Vision get together. So I'm not very interested. Also, like, two quite OP characters for a TV show.
And we already have a couples TV show, if you think about it, too. I don't know if you've ever checked out Cloak and Dagger, and it's mildly associated with the MCU, but they do mention stuff. But, like, it's set in
No one checked out Cloak and Dagger.
I
Sebastian.
checked out Cloak and Dagger.
That's what I said. No one checked out Cloak.
It's really good, actually. I would encourage y'all to check it out if you ever have, like, a lonely weekend or something. But it was really good, and I kind of dug where they were going with it, and kind of going into it was more Netflixy. Any of you all check out The Runaways?
No.
Am I the only one that watched Runaways also?
I told no one watched The Runaways.
The only one, okay, ready for this? The only Marvel show that Sebastian kind of almost is just gonna like gives up on is The Inhumans. I tried watching like 3 episodes of that, and I'm like,
Just did not care.
It's horrible. Because I sat through Iron Fist and actually ended up digging that one. I understood what everybody was griping about, but I found a way to enjoy it. I was just like, I'm gonna like you for what you are, and I could not handle Inhumans. But Cinema Man, what are your thoughts on WandaVision? And maybe give us a pitch of what you think this show is gonna turn out like. Maybe give me a first pilot episode.
I think we spoke about this a few episodes ago, and I said, as long as it's a romantic comedy, I'm fine. Because if it's serious, I don't know. I just can't see it being that good if it's just a serious show about Scarlet Witch and Vision. But we've been wrong before, I'm sure. So maybe it'll be really good, but probably not.
You can maybe even make it a tad more lighthearted, like a Doom Patrol show, maybe just like a little bit. No,
I don't know. It's such 2 random characters to have a TV show.
It's almost one that I like don't want or need.
Yeah, like make a Rocket and Groot animated show or something.
For real,
like that. That'd be fun. But does anyone like Wanda and Vision that much?
I feel like they're just kind of available.
They're the cheapest ones.
Yeah, we got nothing going on after Endgame. Yeah, why not?
Now, if WandaVision kind of maybe ties into X-Men stuff. You want X-Men stuff with the Wanda show? We have Fox now.
Not particularly, no, because we've already established that she has her powers from the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, but like I said, it from the book, they're like totally retconned it now to make it sound like she had this like gene within her basically, and like the Mind Stone.
Yeah,
so like
but,
I don't know if something happens in Endgame with the Infinity Stones. Maybe the Mind Stone does a whole wipe
I'm
over
just saying,
the Earth
though,
or
we
something.
can't have Magneto be her dad. If we do that, we can't have Magneto be her dad, or anything like that. Because if we do, then where has he been all this time? And so that means he didn't die, but then he ended up like leaving his children alone.
Maybe
like,
he got
whole
captured by Hydra and they did experiments on him. I don't know.
No, I don't want that. If you're gonna do X-Men, do it something like do better. Like
if they're gonna do X-Men, I want them to go full '90s cartoon, 100%. That's the way to do the X-Men. I think that's the way to do the X-Men. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, that song.
Yeah.
And I can totally
That's one of
imagine.
the
I
best
think you
theme
guys
songs
can
ever.
find it somewhere on YouTube. I think somebody did the Marvel Studios opening, but with that song, and it's just so magical.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So, okay, y'all aren't too psyched for that. We also got a confirmation of the Loki show. We already talked about that. Now that we know it's real, 100%, what do you see Disney doing with this? I can see it definitely being more loosey-goosey and kind of more comical.
Personally, what I think it's gonna be is just I don't know. I feel like that you're right on with the comical thing. I don't know. It might involve Chris Hemsworth or like Thor or something like that because a lot of the Loki stories that you get involve Thor. And it kind of like leads up to like, well, this is why he doesn't like Thor because Thor kind of one-upped him here, and I don't know. It feels like that's how they're gonna try to do it. At least that's in my opinion, because otherwise a Loki show by itself doesn't really have a whole lot of drawing power.
It sounded like they said the Loki show is going to be him throughout history, almost like a little bit of like an anthology series type, where it's just different stories of him kind of going throughout history, messing around with people, being Loki. I would love to see one episode of like young Thor and Loki just.
One thing that'd be kind of cool to add is What's the one from the chick from the Thor comics? She always tries to use Loki to kind of like get to Thor. You know what I mean? She wants
Oh
and
my
she wants to
god,
bang
I've been
Thor.
dying for her forever. Enchantress.
Yeah,
I don't know where
Enchantress.
she's been. I was like expecting her to show up in the Marvel movies, and like she never showed up.
Yeah, see, that's what I would like to see because that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, no, 100%. Okay. What about you, Harrison? You're done.
Yeah, I think Loki fits way more to a show than some of the other ones because like Loki, essentially, we can just have Marvel Breaking Bad. You know, where like your main character is the villain. It's gonna be him, like lying, scheming. You know, how's he gonna get out of it this week? But I really like the idea of it being like an anthology and like different stories of him doing things. What I'm hoping for is I'd love to see like just like an episode, like one episode about the stuff he got up to in Thor Ragnarok before Thor arrived.
You're wanting more of a one episode type of deal where one episode you get to see him doing kind of something over here, one episode he did this little thing over here. Is that kind of or would
Yes,
you want it
I
to
think
amount
so.
to something? Would you
No,
want some grand
I-
Loki scheme?
Right now, it would be nicer to see a one-off, you know, little anthologies. You know, it's over at the end of that episode, sort of thing. Partly because then you can do it without having to mess too much with, you know, the other timelines that it's already interlinked with. And also, just at this point, that would just be something different. Everything is an ongoing, overarching plot. Just let me have some fun.
To be 100% honest, that's some of the most fun comics are just this one wacky one-offs, or like you'll have the issues. Like I've been reading the what is it called? The War of the Realms, and there was an issue that just came out called War Scrolls, and it's just like 4 mini stories, and those are some of the best. That's like the best stories that I've read from this entire event. And they're just like each 10 little pages, and they're just like more in depth and more. I don't know. They kind of I like the ideas. They use the characters differently than when you go to a War of the Realms type of deal, or if you were to get more serious with the show, it seems like it almost corners you more, and you have less fun.
Yeah, and I think with that one-off thing, you can focus more on character than you have to on plot. So what we can have is something that, you know, we can have like an episode that, like you say, like if we had an episode that's entirely about when he was a kid and him and Thor were going around, and then we just, you know, all that episode does really is it just shows us more about where Loki's coming from. You know, like it just shows what life was like for him and helps us understand the character in the movies.
I would like that. I would even like maybe possibly an episode. You know, maybe they're not all funny episodes. Maybe we could have a serious episode about, you know, him and a touching ice giant sword. You know what I mean? I know it sounds kind of goofy, but also you know, about how he feels abandoned or how he feels like a fish out of water. You know, I would like to feel for Loki. I do feel for Loki. So I think that's that on the Marvel shows. I was trying to think if there's any others that seem to be a possibility. Hopefully the Marvel Disney Plus can give us something new, because I'm ready for some new stuff, and I kind of dig that, like, you can see where DC's at least trying to go. They're trying to do different stuff, and each show has almost like an audience of its own. So we're going to get on to our final topic of the episode. It's going to be Avengers Endgame predictions. Everybody watching, let's give our predictions. Gilbert, are you ready to step into the future, Gilbert?
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. You just stepped out of Endgame. How was it?
You know, I felt like the really needless, like hardcore love scene between Wanda and Vision. I felt like that was really unnecessary.
And they had to go full penetration. I mean, for a Marvel
like,
movie,
I mean-
my kids were there, man.
Yeah, like,
My
you know, you guys,
hypothetical
when you
kids.
said you were gonna do rated R stuff still, like I didn't realize you were gonna do rated R stuff. Like, wow.
With groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, this for like phase 4 or 5 or whatever phase we're in next. Like that says a lot for where we're gonna go next.
I don't know, Gil.
So-
That kind of phased me out.
Oh,
So, anyways,
So, yeah.
Gilbert, deaths. Who died
Deaths,
in the movie?
oh.
And were you shocked? Yeah.
Well, plain and simple, it was all the Guardians came back, but except for Rocket, he died. He died to save all the Guardians, or at the very least Groot. I'm thinking that probably Captain America is gonna die, and then fun little. This is a kind of fun prediction on my part. I think it's instead of anyone we think it's going to be, I think it's going to be Black Widow that becomes the new Captain America.
That would be really rad.
And then a War Machine's going to die because I just don't like him.
Have you seen the new trailer where he like flies up to Ant-Man and he's like, "What's up, normal size man?"
I saw that. That bugged me.
I know, what a jerk. I mean, I know they have their little thing, but he's so cool with Captain America later and like the rest of their crew.
He's like, "Hey guys, what if we had Iron Man, but we made him black, and then stay with me here. We put a bigger gun on his shoulder,
Boom.
and then called him different."
Called him different.
And then we called him a diversified character.
War Machine.
That's really mean of me, but yeah, I really don't like War Machine because it feels like he's just Iron Man's black friend.
But kind of. Yeah.
Whereas Nick Fury is a badass. He's a badass. Freaking.
There's no like difference about
T'Challa,
like
total badass. I'm like Nick, but even Falcon, total badass. But War Machine, just kind of there.
He stole the suit and then like Justin Hammer like teched it out for him.
Yeah, he's not even a superhero. He's a thief.
You're a thief, Don Cheadle.
He's like a real buzzkill as well. Like, he spends every Iron Man movie going, "Oh, come on, Tony. You shouldn't be doing that, Tony. What's going on?"
That's so
here,
his
Tony?"
role, though. That's so his role. That's
Yeah.
that's him. Okay, Gilbert, I want to ask you what you thought about this.
Okay,
When they went
what's up?
back to the, because there was time travel, when they went back to Iron Man 1, what did you think of Terrence Howard being there? Did that throw you off a bit, or was that okay with the continuity? You were like, oh yeah, this is Iron Man 1.
I thought that was a little weird, but they found a way to explain it away because Thanos snapped the Reality Stone. He snapped again, and Don Cheadle just became that guy became Don Cheadle, and he's just like, what the hell? Like he looks down, he's just like, what the hell?
Oh, I thought for a moment that he killed Don Cheadle to become him.
Oh shit.
And they did that like weird CGI merging where it's like the de-aging, but it's both of their faces at once.
Yeah.
Went
Sure,
full
why
Marvel
not?
there. But seriously, Eddie, any final huge predictions, Gilbs?
In all absolute seriousness, I think we're gonna see probably at least half of the original Avengers probably kick it. Like we're probably gonna see them die for real. Because we saw the entirety of the original Avengers team is still alive. I'm thinking we're probably going to see, if not half, probably more of them. And I'm willing to bet that Ant-Man's probably not going to get he's probably going to stay gone. Like he's probably going to kick it too.
That makes me so sad because I can totally see them just making a Wasp movie.
Exactly. That's my thought.
Nobody's expecting him to die
So
either.
Black Panther's going to die. I think Shuri's going to be the new Black Panther. I think, or at the very least, how we were talking, I always forget her name. The other chick, the one who's like the captain of the guard.
Okoye.
Okoye, yeah. She's gonna either be Black Panther or Shuri is, and like T'Challa's gonna die.
My real question is, are we going to get the big money shot with everybody at once? For like the last maybe like 15 minutes of the video,
Yes.
we're going to go like full Lord of
Yes.
the Rings.
Absolutely.
Spider-Man, I'm talking Spider-Man, Guardians, everybody jumping off of each other.
Absolutely, dude. We're gonna see an entire I want to see like a 12-way freaking attack that involves every single one of their like strengths.
Yeah, I mean Drax especially. He needs vengeance for his family. Like they've all got something against Thanos, like deep personally
yeah.
wise. So I hope they all
Exactly.
get a shot at him.
Cool. Thank you,
That's
Gilbert.
it for me. Absolutely, man.
Cool. Machinima Man, how was Avengers Endgame?
Well, I got through 2 boxes of tissues crying at Captain America's death. The end credits scene actually, it said Thanos will return, which was surprising. So I guess it's not over.
That would be really cool. Marshall, you just made me super
right? Wouldn't it?
excited. I know, I almost. I
Or
didn't
the
do it.
Avengers will return. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Any other crazy wild predictions?
I think quite a lot of the characters aren't going to survive, especially the original. I think the new Avengers, are going to be the next thing.
Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, War
new Black
Machine in the
Panther.
Iron Man suit.
Yeah, Falcon. I think the original 3 are gonna kick it, but I do hope Loki.
I think
shows
Hulk's
up.
gonna survive.
Yeah, I kind of really want to see a Planet Hulk film, so I hope he does.
There's been also word of like, and this is how I get all my leaks in because I'm Fulcrum, but there's been word of there also being like a Disney Plus show of Bruce Banner and of course the Hulk. But that would be so cool if it's like a throwback to the old series a little bit. But also him like with She-Hulk, and basically it would be a show about mostly her actually, or him like kind of passing the torch, and then eventually him kind of getting scooched out and being She-Hulk by the end. But first of all, would that be something any of you guys would be stoked for? I'm kind of down for She-Hulk in the MCU now. As long as we don't have like my one thing I really don't want Marvel to do is what was it, the A-Force, the all-female, unless they can make it really kick-ass, you know what I mean? But I don't want it to just be female for the sake of being female, if you all catch my drift. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it could work quite well with the MCU. I mean, it's not going to, get the reception like the all-female Ghostbusters did, I don't think. But,
yeah, and I have no problem with an entire team, of females, but I just don't want it to be that's the pure focus of it. Oh, we're just making you know what I mean, just to do it. Have good writers, make people excited about it. I'm stoked for that. I would like to like Captain Marvel. I'm still willing to like her. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it might happen for you, Sebastian, one day.
Yeah, I think it's possible. I liked her in the cartoons a lot, like the Avenger cartoon. If I can just maybe get a little bit of a grittier, tougher Captain Marvel with a bad attitude, and that's kind of almost looks like something we might get in Endgame, actually. So let's move on. So you think that's that for you, Mission of a Man?
Yeah, I'm expecting them all. Well, not all of them, but the originals to die. Yeah.
Cool. All right, we're gonna move it on to Harrison. Harrison, you're good at playing this game with me. Are you ready, sir? Do you have the Cerebro strapped on?
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Okay, flick the switch.
Charles.
Future Harrison. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Sebastian.
How was Avengers Endgame?
Avengers Endgame. Well, sorry. Oof, my throat went a bit weird there. Avengers Endgame, yeah. Oh, do you know what? I tell you, right. I know everyone's going to talk about how, Ronan, or whatever Hawkeye's name, was only in it for like 3 minutes before he was killed by a falling piano. But honestly, it was the way he deserved to go. I understand it was kind of out of the blue because, like, they were walking along, they had their white suits on, and then suddenly just, like, Tony Stark's piano that he keeps floating above like the hangar bay, because he's a wacky billionaire, just fell on him. But hey, we can get past that. I love the fact that all the footage we've seen in the trailers, like, was done in, like, 4 minutes. Like, the intro logos took longer than to get past all that footage we see in trailers. Then with white suits and all this sort of stuff, we just got straight into it because they had something waiting for us, and wow. So when they got into the quantum realm and Thanos had, cottoned onto them because he's got the Infinity Stones. Thanos knows what's going on. So then Thanos just rocks up and it's like, no, we're not doing this. We're having a battle royale. At which point, they manage to get hold of the Infinity Gauntlet for a moment. They bring back all the Avengers and guys who got snapped. But then Thanos goes and brings back every villain from every MCU movie to fight the Avengers. And we just have to see them just go through it. Now that
Harrison, I'm so excited.
Not expected. I really was, and it was just perfect. Even weird stuff. Like, one of the villains they brought back was just Edward Norton. And then we just had to watch Mark Ruffalo have a fist fight with him. And then, of course,
and
it
what was
all
his
ends
weapon?
because...
He had, like, an eraser to the script or something? Was he erasing the script? Was that what
Oh,
his
yeah.
was?
Edward Norton's main thing was, sort of
What
this
he doing?
contract that said he got to be a producer on the movie. And, yeah, it was a whole thing. The worst part was, though, we almost thought he had him when, Mark, he had Ed over like a cliff edge and he was about to like let him go and he was like, I don't even need to be green to beat you. And then like Ed Norton was like you've been live streaming this entire event, and just Mark Ruffalo freaked out, almost fell off the cliff himself. Until he remembered that actually all the leaks that he does are actually, like delicately orchestrated by Marvel to increase hype for their movie. So anyway, and after that all happened, the Abomination came out of nowhere. Mark Ruffalo had to turn into
Ultron.
the Hulk. So Ultron was kind of cool. Ultron had some class. It was just quips
7
back
arms.
and forth. Yeah. Ultron had gone back. There was that whole thing where he went and found the the giant that is played by Game of Thrones man whose name escapes me right now. And he went here,
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, and then he got Peter Dinklage giant to go and make him like this rather phallic appendage, which I'm amazed we got away with. But that was cool. So no, it was pretty awesome. What I thought was really fitting was how at the end of it when they won and they were like, what do we do with the Infinity Stones now? And of course a lot of us are kind of expecting possibly that Captain Marvel to take one of the stones along with take one of the stones and then hand them out to the Guardians of the Galaxy because there was a whole book based on that. But I actually quite liked what they did was that they kind of bookended it with how where we saw Red Skull was the guardian of the red Infinity Stone, or whichever Infinity Stone it was. Captain America, instead of dying, chose to remain alone guarding the Infinity Stones.
Ooh, that's cool.
As the guard.
So that is a story and a half, dude.
I'm so stoked for Endgame now. I started to lose just a teeny hype because I stopped watching any videos or even going into the Reddit.
That Battle Royale thing, though, when you said bring all the villains back, I didn't even think about that. Would be so cool
Yeah,
if you did.
even Yellow Jacket and stuff, all those tier 2 villains, because they would be perfect for a background fight.
Well, that's it. Yeah. And you could just split it up with everybody, and loads of my favorite cartoons
Talk about
and
a
comics did
spreadsheet,
that.
by the way.
There's this.
That'd be so unexpected. Yeah.
Just imagine the two that would literally be the equivalent of a 2-page freaking spread Marvel event. You know what I mean? Everybody against everybody. One just boom, IMAX.
The problem with this idea is, though, now that if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be really disappointed with you.
I know this is the one time where my anticipations might actually ruin the movie for me now. Thank you, Harrison.
Yeah, well,
because what you've written is possibly cooler than anything they could have possibly thought of.
One of the things, because it was when you guys were talking about it, and we want to see all the Avengers come back so they can all have a crack at Thanos. They're not all Avengers necessarily, but all these snapped characters come back and have a go at Thanos. But I think one of the things that occurred to me was I'm worried this movie's going to have the same Marvel problem of, oh yeah, we've got one villain who has a unique design, and then the rest are the most generic, hordes of brown aliens. That just are gonna. Some of them look like dogs, some of them don't. Ooh.
What are the odds that we don't get to see all the Avengers come back? Of course they get unsnapped, but what if we don't get that final thing? What if this is just basically the original 6, kind of, and including the additional guys? But you know what I'm saying? What are the odds that everybody's giving their hopes up for this, everybody to come back, and we're just gonna pretty much get a more mild?
It's probably it's upsettingly highly likely.
Yeah,
that will
I
happen.
feel like it too.
And I'd be very disappointed by it. I'm not gonna lie. That would be pretty lame. And as well,
it seems like we're almost all expecting it. You know what I mean? Just once, and this is probably the only movie they're gonna ever get to do that into. And we didn't get to see that with Infinity War. Yes, everybody was in it, but you never got to see them all right there at once. Everybody, Marvel, the Marvel universe. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. What I think would be really sad was if it would just be the original guys and Ant-Man. It'd be kind of sad because, essentially, Ant-Man would basically... it'd be like the end of a game of Pokemon. Ant-Man would be, just the whatever, Rattata or whatever that you keep around because you taught it surf, and you don't actually use it at all. And then Captain Marvel's just Mewtwo. who you just like you got at the very end of the game, and now you like link battle with all your friends and just beat them because like, well, I've got Mewtwo, so I just win. Meh.
Take that, Timmy.
Excellent, by the way, Harrison. Everybody give a round of applause for Harrison.
It's like, dang.
Cool. So I think that concludes this episode.
Yes.
Everybody here, one last thing. Is it going to be better than Infinity War or slightly less?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be equal. Maybe it's exactly
I'm
equal.
really praying it's going to be equal. What about you, Machinima Man?
I think it'll be better just based on the fact it's the last one. And I think there's going to be a lot of cool moments.
Do you think they're going to go all out and
Yeah.
fan service?
I mean, 3 hours long. There's going to be some good... You know what I want to see? I want to see Captain America finally have that dance with Peggy. If they go back in time or
It's
something,
gonna happen.
it has to happen.
Yeah. Harrison, final thoughts. Is better than Infinity War? Equal to Infinity War? Not as exciting.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna like it slightly less.
I think I'm going to like it slightly less too.
Yeah, I think this is what I mean by I'm done. There's too much going on now. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had too much build up. I'm sick and tired of YouTube telling me every single day they've released another trailer for Endgame. I know they have. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. There's been like a trillion of them.
Yeah,
To
and
the
they're
point
all
where
like,
there's literally like 4 days till Infinity War. Or
Mm-hmm.
Endgame or whatever.
Yeah,
so no,
I hope we don't get any more trailers now.
I think you're right. Yeah, and as well, like, I think that's it. Like, I kind of wish that Marvel would just shut up about, like, had just like gone, okay, it's a month till Endgame. We won't talk about it anymore because, like, we know Endgame's coming. No one has forgotten that Endgame is coming.
This is bigger than Infinity War almost. I mean, I remember the hype for Infinity War is huge, and this seems to have like blown that somehow.
Yeah, actually, I kind of disagree with that. I feel like the hype it was bigger for the first one.
I feel like we knew more about the first one, so there's more to talk about. With this one, we are just waiting in anticipation, and maybe the hype doesn't seem so huge because we only can talk about maybe 4 minutes of trailer footage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
And our speculations, I don't know. That's what I think is like the thing that's maybe tiring me out a little bit. I don't know anything about this, and like I'm hoping to be surprised in a good way and not let down.
I don't think we will be. I don't
Yeah.
think we will be.
Okay, Fulcrum quiz question 38. We have the new Marvel What If animated shows set in the MCU. We have What If Peggy Carter got the Soldier Super Serum. So I want to hear from y'all. What MCU What If story would you like to see? So starting with Gilbert the Gilb's Gilb.
Okay, so this literally just popped in my head just now because I was actually kind of splitting it because I couldn't think of anything. But actually, what I'd like to see is what if the radioactive spider that bit Spider-Man, what if it bit Uncle Ben instead of Peter Parker?
Wow.
And this Peter Parker's like some just regular high school kid.
Yeah.
Cool. So give me your pitch on the what if Uncle Ben got Spider.
Well, it's gonna be if Uncle Ben got being Spider-Man, he'd be like kind of. I feel like rejuvenated. He'd be like, even though he's an old man a second ago, now he's getting bitten by the spider. Like, oh, hey, my bad knee is good again, and that kind of stuff. Like, he gets like younger almost. And I want it to be like kind of cause problems between him and Peter because he's trying to like he ends up becoming like a superhero and ends up doing this whole thing. Like, I want him to have troubles with raising like instead of it being I'm a kid and it's hard. I want it to be raising a kid is hard. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see, like, a parent, like, how it is to be a superhero and a parent.
Why does Uncle Ben keep disappearing every night? Yeah, Aunt May.
That kind of
having
thing.
to
How cool would it be is it to kind of change that story around if, like, Peter followed him one night and then got shot, like, finding out that he was Spider-Man?
I don't want Peter to get shot and die because I like the idea of like Uncle Ben as Spider-Man, like trying to be Peter's wingman. So it's like this is
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's like Cyrano de Bergerac, but like with Spider-Man. It's like Uncle Ben's like hanging from a web, going like, "Peter, tell Mary Jane that you like her." I don't know, my uncle.
Oh.
Don't tell her I'm here.
That would be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how cool would that be to just kind of see that?
I want
would
a
be
scene
cool.
where Peter Parker walks up to Aunt May, and he's, because Peter Parker is a super genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he comes with their, like, maybe with this little notebook sketch, and he's like,
Yeah.
all right, Aunt May, so if the liquor store is only a mile from from our house, and the average human male walks 5 miles per hour, why has it taken Uncle Ben 10 years to return?
Yeah, but see, now that actually kind of added a cool thing is that what if Uncle Ben, because he's not an electrical engineer or whatever, he's not an engineer the way Peter is. What if he didn't make web fluid? Like, he's not smart enough to make web fluid, so he doesn't swing around. He can just jump. He can just like run and jump.
Or
So yeah,
finding
like
out about it
there
and
would be
him
problems.
helping
Like
him.
he doesn't get the web shooters till later, like till like Peter finds out and then he gets them.
This is a good one, Gilbs.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Cool. That'd be pretty,
some-
pretty cool. And an animated, too. And then who
Yeah.
would voice Uncle Ben? Patton
I don't
Oswalt.
know.
Patton
Patton
Oswalt.
Oswalt.
He did the voice of Uncle Ben for, like, the new Disney Spider-Pig, so...
I guess if it has to.
I'm putting my vote in for Carl Weathers.
Oh. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Machinima Man, can you
You
get
know,
us a
you know what?
picture of
John
Carl
Favreau.
Weathers
I'm gonna
as
give it. I'm gonna say John Favreau.
John Favreau?
Just 'cause why not?
He ends up... Oh, that got dark. No.
No, I don't know, man. Sure, why not?
Cool. Okay, great, by the way, Gilbert. Let's head it over to Marshall. Marshall, what is your MCU what if story?
I kind of got a bit of a boring one. I think I used this in the Fulcrum fight, but it was just, what if it was Cap that fell off the train and not Bucky, and Bucky became Captain America? So he didn't have the super serum in him. He wasn't a super soldier. He was just a regular guy who became Captain America, I guess.
Okay, so you already have talked about this. So let's focus more on where this... So you can have him, take up the role of Captain America. He's just, he's just...
Does he
as
still
tall
have
or-
the shield?
Yeah, he still has the shield, right?
He still has the shield, and when they kind of use Captain America in like the World War II propaganda and stuff like that, I thought they could use Bucky as like, oh, he's just an average American guy. He's got no super serum or whatever, and they hype him up to be this really powerful guy, but he's not. He's just in truth, he's just a regular guy who's took up the shield.
Now explain the plot twist of evil Captain America coming back as the Winter Soldier.
Evil Captain America coming back. Well, he does have the super serum, so he's incredibly powerful. So when it comes to fighting Bucky, who is Captain America, people realize that Bucky isn't the one who is the super soldier, and it's actually the evil guy.
Okay.
I've confused myself.
Cool. And that makes sense. I get it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then for bonus points, give me the MCU villain twist. Something shifted over there, so something shifted over here with the bad guys. What happened?
Oh, Red Skull wins.
Okay, because because maybe
He
Bucky's
has-
not badass enough to be able to get onto the ship or whatever.
Yeah. Red Skull wins. Germany wins the war. It's all very alternate history.
And they'll have to deal with it.
Yeah.
They have to wear gray. Eat schnitzels
have to learn
every
German.
day. Yeah. Cool. Excellent mission, man.
Thank you.
Cool. And then we'll head on over to Crazy Uncle Harrison. What if Marvel MCU story would you like to see?
Okay, what if Thor was adopted as a baby by the Frost Giants?
Ooh.
And then,
their weapon.
Well, and like the whole thing is, it's actually like a kind of turned on its head thing where it turns out the Frost Giants are actually like the Skrulls in Captain Marvel, where it turns out that the Asgardians are kind of awful 1%ers who are taking like all the resources and all this and they're leaving the Frost Giants to live with nothing.
'Cause that's kind of what it looks like in Thor, by the way.
And so then
Like Thor just showing up and just destroying everything for no reason. For the most part.
yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
And like so Thor doesn't have a hammer, and possibly doesn't.
Okay, for
realize
bonus
he can
points,
do
what
anything
cool
with
ice
thunder.
weapon does he have?
What cool ice weapon does he have?
Yes, for bonus points.
Okay, so I think this Thor is, instead of being like big Thor smashy smashy, this is quick Thor stabby stabby. So he has like just like ice spears and like stuff like that.
That'd be
And
pretty cool.
I kind of like the idea that because of course like Thor is not a giant. He's like he's like Scrappy Doo. He's just like really wants to have a go at everybody because he's tired of being the tiny frost giant. And like he paints himself blue all the time, so he's just like this crazy like sort of Mel Gibson in Braveheart style character just going. Rah!
So for bonus points, also, where are we? What happened to Loki then?
So Loki, in this what if, I'm gonna go with that. Loki was just a regular Asgardian. So Loki was never a frost giant. And Loki is, like, just the ruler of Asgard. And I think in this one, like, essentially, Asgard kind of got a bit complacent. And, like, Odin was just like, well, I don't have any option. I've just got this little guy. He's going to be the new king of Asgard now. So, like, Loki's just in charge, like he always wanted to be.
This sounds really good. And the name of the show, or the name of the short, at least.
Where is it that the frost giants live?
Niflheim?
Jotunheim? Was it Jotunheim, Niflheim?
Yeah, let's go. Jotunheim.
Jotunheim.
All right. This is a tough
Win,
one.
Sebastian.
Harrison.
Oh, you son of a...
That was a tough one between you two.
I said MCU so many times, Gilbert, and you're like,
And why exactly can that not be in the MCU?
because it hasn't happened yet. We're dealing with what
Oh,
already
it hasn't happened. You know what, Sebastian? You can eat a big old pile of...
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Gilbert, because I am waiting for this Fulcrum fight. I am waiting for what you're going to do to me, Sebastian, to like going, oh, and now, to make it fair, I'm going to set fire to everything that Harrison loves.
I think I've got like 1 point this season, but somehow I'll probably win from Sebastian's point system.
I know, and
Yeah,
I'm
I'll be
already angry about it.
It's like,
No.
this season, it's who's got the least points will win.
Yay! So anyways, that was that. You guys can... so next week we have episode 39, which is going to be the Avengers Endgame review. And then for episode 40, we have our Fulcrum fight. What are we calling it? I'll figure it out when we get there.
Problem solved.
Oh, there we go. The title release. Are you guys ready for this? Fulcrum fight Endgame.
Oh, wow.
How long
Was
did it
that
take you to
like a
figure that one
No,
out,
no,
Sebastian?
I got it. The Rise of Marshall.
Oh,
That's pretty cool. We'll figure it out. We'll have a poll. Are we all becoming marshals? Is Gilbert a marshal? Is Harrison a marshal?
It's the new order. That's gonna be the new Fulcrum order is Marshals. Welcome to the Marshall Report.
I fired everybody else. It's just me.
Great work, everybody, though. So let's close it out. We have Gilbert. Thank you so much for being on. Any plugs?
Absolutely. You can check out Obi-Wan and Anakin #5 on the Comic Experience. It is now out, and I'm pretty proud of it. It looks kind of awesome, if I do say so myself. And then also, I don't know if you guys saw it I put it on Twitter. There's my personal channel that I don't talk about a whole lot, but there's just a little like compilation video that I put on there that it's like 6 minutes long. It's of Red versus Blue character. It's Leonard Church. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
I don't,
Right
but I
about.
watched the video, Gilbs. Well done.
But yeah, I liked it. Thank you very much. But yeah, you guys can go ahead and check that out if you would. And yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Thank you, Harrison, for being on. It's always a blast having you, sir. Any plugs this week?
Yes. So, the two ongoing series that I have been in, the Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening manga dub that has had a new issue come out on YouTube, and also the wonderful Figment: Legacy of Imagination. That also, the third episode of that is out. So those are both on YouTube, ready for you to enjoy.
Awesome. All right. And then thank you so much, Mush Cinema Man, for showing up. Marshall, it's always a pleasure having you. Any plugs this week?
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure being on. No new plugs, but the Skyrim Machinima I'm doing is still released every Wednesday. The final episode is coming up soon, and then we'll be starting the prequel story to it. So, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Nice.
Ooh, prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Cool, Machinima Man. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts on Avengers Endgame. You will show up next week.
I will. I'll be there.
That's an important
Yes,
one.
I'm excited.
We'll be there. Cool. Yeah, I'm stoked too. We have Fulcrum fight coming up too, so I'm super stoked for that. Like I said, I'm Sebastian. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Revan Winter Soldier. You can check out our new Facebook page, Fulcrum Report. You can give that a like, and you can also go be friends with Fulcrum Jones. And this is never gonna get old, is it? Please make sure to like this video, subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when our videos come out. Comment below, let us know what you thought of this. And just talk with us, act like this was the live episode. And I think that's that. I would also like to give one last shout out to the Star Wars 20th anniversary episode 1 fan event. It's going to be free entry. There's going to be food, collectibles. We're going to air 2 voice dubs. We're going to air the Qui-Gon voice dub and the Darth Maul voice dub live. So I'm going to give a live reaction for everybody. And then, yeah, it's going to be a fun night. So May 17th, everybody mark your calendar. Show up. It's going to be a blast. And I think that's that. But thank you guys, everybody, for listening. Fulcrum Report 38 out.